So that's what was bubbling up for me. Is I've always thought that the people that are not presenting, not initiating, should be able to offer these things that bubble up and come from indirect angles and more mysterious places, so
Oh,
that
that's so
we
good.
can follow the spirit.
God, that is so good.
Taking a little nature walk, and you come upon a little trickle of a stream. How would you get across it to continue your walk? Yeah, exactly like that. Okay, great. All right, now, what if the stream was just a little wider, like maybe like that wide? How would you get across it? Great, okay. Now, scoot back to the middle. Okay, now, what if it was this wide across? I'm gonna put it right at your toes. What if it was about this wide across? Can you get across it without getting your feet wet? Nice, thank you. Yeah. Okay, so did anybody notice what he did? Any volunteers? Jump before jumping. He backed up, that's right. He backed up before taking that running leap. And without backing up like that, he wouldn't have been able to make it all the way across, right? And you would never mistake backing up like that for like backing away from a challenge, right? Thank you, Nina. Okay, well, I'm here to suggest that children's motivation works the same way. That children actually approach all of life's challenges the way Mina approached crossing the stream. The bigger the challenge, the further they need to back up to make sure their running leap is a success. Let me share an example. One summer, I was at the community pool, and I saw a little girl about 6 or 7 standing at the top of a water slide, and she was frozen in place. Everything in her body language indicated fear and regret. She finally turned around and walked back down the stairs. Now, because I know about the running leap, this is when I got really interested. And you know what she did? She walked right over to a toddler splash pad and found a baby slide. This thing like barely came up to her waist, but she was going down it feet first and then head first and then backwards. She was having a blast. I want you to think for a second about what you might say to a child in a situation like this. You might feel like you need to jump in there and motivate that little girl to push through her fears so she can learn that she can do hard things. That's definitely what her mom thought. She was over there saying things like, "Oh, you don't want to play on this, it's for babies. Come on, let's go back to the big slide. I know you can do it." She really wanted her daughter to have that win. However, this baby slide business wasn't just for fun. The little girl was mastering a smaller challenge first to build her confidence. And she knew exactly how many steps she needed to take to get that running leap toward the big slide. So she quietly ignored her mom and continued to show that baby slide who was boss. And before long, she made her way back over to the big slide and slid right into the deep end, all on her own. Now, if you didn't know about the running leap, you might think that the only reason she ever went back to that big slide was because of her mom's persuading. But as a caregiver, this is an exhausting belief. Like, what a massive burden to have to constantly be the child's motivation. Luckily, once you know about the running leap, you can sit back and look for all the ways their motivation is already there.
What he was saying reminded me that in our church, there's a lot of ways to participate, but for some reason, our priest has slowly been taking the little ones away. Like, oh, it's these little ones. It's hard to control the people because the people doing these little things are often the untrained ones. And so he's been taking them away. And so it used to be that when someone new came into church that I would teach them how to ring the bell, because it's pretty nice, right? We ring the bell at the beginning of the service. That way they can feel like they were doing something. It's very tactile. You got to pull it, you got to watch when it's time to do it. So it's really a good way to bring someone in. And then so recently, like 3 months ago, 4 months ago, it wasn't 6 months ago, the priest got an automatic ringer. So now he goes behind and he pushes the little thing in the thing and it automatically rings. And to make it worse, right? So on Pascha, we do a lot of processions where the choir and everybody goes out and we walk underneath the bell, and this ringer is really loud because it's an idiot, right? And it just rings, and the choir was to the point that it couldn't hear themselves sing. So now we have this bell that's preventing people from a first initiatory experience. And then in the end, when you finally sort of get integrated, there's the bell again to destroy your integration. And so I had to write a poem on that, but it's just so bad. Like I can't believe. So I guess I'll have to go to him and yell at him.
Yes.
And it totally makes me think about the people who are hearing the bell too, because when the bell rings, before you knew it was a human ringing the bell.
Right.
Yeah.
Your heart connected to the humanity of the bell ringer.
Yes.
You know?
You can't.
And now
you
the
can't-
bell rings, and it's like a neon sign instead of maybe those letters that somebody put up on the sign. You have to have some connection
Kind
to.
of like when you call for help to some customer service line and you get AI.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you're
it's
like,
funny because I would train a new person, and the new person would be like, what if I screw up? What if I don't put? I said, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Right? It's when you don't screw up at that anymore that we move you on to something where you will screw up.
And the people who hear you screw up go, oh, isn't that darling? He screwed up.
Yes. Oh, it's the new person. We'll talk to them at lunch or at coffee hour and say
it's
how
all
lovely.
heart. It's all heart.
Yeah.
So short. And how we spend it. Are we spending it doing what's important to us? Most of us not. I mean, it's hard. It's hard. The pull of habit is so huge. And that's what makes kids so beautifully creative, is that they don't have any habits, and they don't care if they're any good or not, right? They're not building a sandcastle going, I think I'm going to be a really good sandcastle builder. They throw themselves at whatever project you put in front of them, dancing, doing a painting, building something, any opportunity they have, they try to use it to impress upon you their individuality, right? It's so beautiful. There's a thing that worries me sometimes whenever you talk about creativity, because it can have this kind of feel that it's just nice, or it's warm, or it's something pleasant. It's not. It's vital. It's the way we heal each other. In singing our song, in telling our story, in inviting you to say, hey, listen to me, and I'll listen to you, we're starting a dialogue, And when you do that, this healing happens. And we come out of our corners, and we start to witness each other's common humanity. We start to assert it. And when we do that, really good things happen.
but
It gives you an opportunity.
I'm going to, say that this is also something like what Matt's saying here, churches need to waste more time together. That was my critique of both the Northwest Estuary and the South Estuary that I went to. We needed to waste way more time together. Like, it was so rigid, and everything was just like, everybody's getting filed over here and then filed over there, and then time to, shovel food into your mouth, and then, okay, now we're here, and, and in the end, there were so many people I wanted to talk to that I just didn't have time to talk to because there was no time to waste.
The no time to waste thing is a brutal reality of it's a violent reality from our culture. But I think that is indicative of what I was thinking as we were continuing on this. Like, we are subjecting the people to things that we shouldn't or aren't beneficial with this idea that the product of the performance is worth it. Like, it's an ends justify the means sort of mentality. But then my argument has been for a while that, like, when it comes to institutions, I don't want to have, I don't want to pick a fight with every group that figured out a way to gently, what was your term, Rigel? Like, gently structure things,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was...
That's an indication that I have, like, a problem with authority, and, I'm trying to grow, and I need to submit to that. But what I do have a problem with is the idea that the institution is the end. But it's not. It's the product is the people, or the purpose is the people that it's serving. I talked a little bit with Paul Allen about this, and we talked about how it's mutual, that people serve the institution. This is why you incorporate the young bell ringing individual and you grow them up into maybe a priest one day. But certainly some part of the structure. And at the same time, the structure is then only as good as its ability to dignify the lowest member, right?
Oh God, I love that.
Yes.
So if you want to help your community, if you want to help your family, if you want to help your friends, you have to express yourself. And to express yourself, you have to know yourself. It's actually super easy. You just have to follow your love, right? There is no path. There's no path till you walk it. And you have to be willing to play the fool.